And welcome back to the pit. Today we're joined by a couple of bands that aren't PIAA bands. They're not Project Independent bands. We have ran across several of bands that, you know, they just have their shit together, man, from all over the country. And they're hardworking bands. And since it's NAMM weekend and a lot of them are here in town, we wanted to bring them by the studio, get a little bit different perspective from some bands that, again, aren't really part of the program, but might, over the course of the next couple years, showcase on one of our upcoming tours. So that's what this show's all about. And right now we're joined by one of those bands from Memphis, Tennessee. These are the guys from Harvest Mill. Guys, welcome. I've got J. Chris on vocals, Gary Dacus on drums,
Yes, sir.
JB on guitars.
What?
Memphis, Tennessee,
Oh, yeah.
the home of rock and roll.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You guys are here in California.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of history here as well.
Oh, yeah.
Sunny California.
It's been amazing. Yeah.
When I go to Memphis, man, I get into it. A lot of music history, a lot of cool shit to do. Sun Studios,
Yeah.
all of the stuff on Beale Street,
Yeah.
a lot of the civil rights history, Elvis Presley. You guys are in Southern California. Are you guys taking advantage of the touristy shit as well?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We were just on Sunset Boulevard, went to Whiskey A Go-Go. Well, you know, just went and took pictures of it. You know, we didn't go in, but, you know, just trying to see all the sights. Went to the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Walk of Fame.
On Hollywood Boulevard, and I mean, it's been a blast. You got a chance to take a picture with, you know, like
Batman.
Aretha Franklin. Yeah, with Batman.
Batman had to be there.
Batman was out there.
There's a lot of crime in Hollywood. He's going to be around.
You know, took a picture with Star from Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin, Sam Cooke, you know, just different people like that. So just had a blast. Did the tourist thing finally, so it's fun.
That's the way I am when I come to Memphis.
Cool.
I go to Sun Studios. No, I just you get absorbed in that stuff.
Yeah.
You bet. What about you, Gary?
I have been out in California since I was a kid. My dad was stationed in Vandenberg, so I had a chance to come to LA, Anaheim. It has been great. It's actually my second time here, but the first time I flew in for NAMM was fly in, hang out, leave. This time I got to spend the whole time here, so trying to take in everything at NAMM. It's incredible. The people you meet, the people you see. It's like Jason Bittner walks right by. Hi, man. How you doing? You're like, you know, you see these guys that you look up to, and then
I met Corey Glover.
yeah.
Got to
Corey
see
Glover,
Ohio, Jerry
my
Cantrell.
idols.
Yeah.
Wow.
You get to see guys that, and you find most of them, 90% of them are like, hey man, what's going on? Hey, yeah, by the way, here's my email address. Hit me up. Let's talk sometime. You're like, wow, okay. You finally realize you pull them off the pedestal a little bit. And you actually get a chance to talk to them. They're willing to talk to you. They won't treat you like, hey, I'm not the guy on the drum kit playing. I am the normal guy, puts on my pants just like you do. So it's been a pretty cool experience. And then getting to go and watch these two guys on Hollywood Boulevard and the Sunset Strip was pretty cool. It was awesome. I had a chance to do this with these guys because they're fun to be around. It was just a really good trip.
And then NAMM.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You know, that kind of brings out the tourist in you as well, especially for the first timers.
It does.
What's that about?
Man, like I said, got a chance to meet Corey Glover. We watched.
Saw Marty fucking Friedman melt my face, man.
Exactly. Just a lot of different people. Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah.
We got a chance to meet him, and just different people. And people just walking around, and you're like, hey, that's dude from what that. Maybe he played with, you know, and so it's like, you know, I mean, like when I met Corey Glover, I actually had a fan moment. I try to, you know, I've always, you know, just like, you know, I'm not gonna ever have a fan moment. I'm a cool guy, blah blah blah. As soon as I met Corey, couldn't talk for 10 seconds.
That was hilarious.
Could not talk.
We got video footage of it. He actually was like, I'm like, that's priceless.
And I'm not the guy who loses speech.
You know what? That's the beautiful thing about NAMM. Everybody has a fan moment.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't matter how big you are, there's somebody there bigger than you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've been going there, this is my 25th year now. And every year I'm like, you know, and I'm pretty much just to the whole numb to the whole situation. But every once in a while, there's somebody there, and you're like, you know, whether it's some old timer you're just happy to see that they're still living the dream, keeping it alive, or some small kid that just blows you away, man.
Yeah.
And there's some good young artists that are coming up.
Oh yeah.
Meeting Roy Burns. Being a clinician, he's the owner of the Aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
But he is also a phenomenal jazz drummer. And I'm just like, this is a guy that pioneered this, and just amazing. Getting a chance to meet him, talking to him, he's like, yeah, this is how you do this. I'm like, ears open, shut mouth, and listen.
Yeah.
Because basically, in a sense, the words from God just came out. He's going to tell you what you need to know.
And they're
that's
just
awesome.
they're just seeing all these products, all these awesome products that people are bringing out now. Some stuff that some stuff has always been tried and true, is there, but just to see all this stuff, and you're like, man, where do you stop? Where do you, what I'm saying, well, we're here on a mission. You talk to these people, but then you see two other things. You're like, man, this is gonna be, this is gonna be kind of crazy. But I mean, we got through it.
We came here with the intentions of talking with companies to work out possible artist pricing or something like that to be able to help us out when we get out on the road. So we have a company that we'll go to, and a lot of it was like, yeah, we're willing to help you. You have a stable product, we have a stable product. Nader has been excellent.
Yes.
I picked up Access pedals. I've been trying to get those guys for 4 years, and Karen was like, here you go. I was like,
Navy
Okay.
Systems, I talked to people.
Navy
Navy
Systems.
Systems, and they
I mean, these are companies that
bump cases out of Alabama. I mean, those four companies. What I'm saying, it was just good to have. It's good to have those companies, behind you right now.
You guys are from Memphis. Let's talk about that and get people that are at home watching a little bit more acclimated as to what you guys are dealing with. That's the dirty South.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of comparisons that I feel, L.A. to Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have always been the kind of the dirty part of what you guys do, and I think L.A. has always been that dirty part of rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
we're nowhere near as polished as Nashville. Nashville's polished.
Yeah.
Right?
Nashville has a very polished feel to it. We're not. We
Mhm.
are the Delta Blues. We're the literally, you say the dirty South.
Mm-hmm.
We are
Dirty
that.
South, yeah.
Raw.
Yeah.
That's a raw tonality when you get there.
Yeah.
Memphis has its own individual sound.
And we're in your face. It's an in your face sound. Hey, what I'm saying? The thing is, and that's when we first started doing shows. People were like, "What you gonna? What do you have? We wonder what you're gonna sound like. We're about to show you." And then we're in your face, and that's the type of people that Memphis puts out. We're in your face, and saying, "Hey, we're here. Look here."
Let's talk about your sound. For somebody who doesn't know Harvest Mill, has never heard, never seen, I want to drag them along to a show. Hey man, you got to go check out this band. How would I describe your band?
Like energetic, fun, hard hitting. Like I said, I guess the best way to explain this would be if you took Saliva, the old Saliva.
Josie Scott.
Yeah, Josie Scott Saliva.
Chris
Yeah.
Baldo days.
Yeah, those
Saliva.
that Saliva. Took 7 Dust and Shinedown, threw them all in a pot and stirred it up. That's when you get Harvest Mill.
And add a little bit of metal to it.
Yeah,
Flavor.
yeah.
We have our little bit of metal moments.
Yeah, we do.
So hard rock or metal? Hard rock.
Hard rock.
More hard rock, but I mean, you've seen me play 3 times now, boss. You know that you can't stop the feet. And it's going to be in there when it needs to be in there. That brings that metallic feel, especially when you have a guitar player like JB, who's I also Jason Bittner, or Jason
Marty
Becker,
Friedman.
Marty Friedman,
Yeah.
guys like that. It brings that feel to it. We have
And then we have my other guy, our other leading
Yep.
rhythm guitar
Chris
player, Chris
Slash.
Payne, is a Slash. If Slash walked in, he'd fall out, and we have to revive him. and then we have a young kid, Dustin Allen, who's our bass player. That kid is one of the best bass players that I've been around and had the pleasure of playing with, and he has a rich history from like rock, going back to the '80s rock and on up. He just that's his thing.
if he'd have been down on freaking Sunset Boulevard, he'd about fell out.
Yeah.
That's his thing. He loves the hair rock and hair metal.
And we're very, like I said, we're very energetic. We're going to use the stage. If you give us a stage, we're going to use it. I get tired of going to see concerts and you have a big stage and you have one guy standing right here, one guy standing right here, one guy standing right here, and they're just doing this and
Soundgarden.
Yeah. So
JB, what are your influences?
I listen to a lot of Alice in Chains and grunge, but I mean I got into a lot of progressive guitarist Prodigy stuff for a while there. But after all that, I kind of went back and jumped into my roots and got into Led Zeppelin, a lot of the local blues artists. So, you know, I dipped into the Memphis influence, and I think you can hear it in my playing a little bit. So, yeah, something like that.
Gary?
Well, I met two of them this weekend. Tim Young, Divine Heresy, or now with Morbid Angel. Derek Roddy from Serpent's Rise and Hate Eternal. But I'd have to definitely say there's a local guy I like, and two local guys in Memphis I like, and really pride in having a relationship with those guys, friends and wise, is Rob Hall plays with Jerry Lee Lewis, and a younger drummer named Ed Harris played with Piston Honda, which was a hardcore band, and another he played with Stern of the Fall. Incredibly talented guys that just have the knowledge I didn't have, and definitely placed it with me and said, hey, look, this is what you need to do. And it worked. So big influences on it.
Me being young to it, like I said, Living Color, Corey Glover, Lenny Kravitz, Prince, people like that, and then like some of the local guys who kind of helped me out a lot have been Scotty Somerville from Artifice, a band called Artifice. If you guys haven't seen or heard from them, I mean, you need to check them out, man. They are phenomenal. So Scotty Somerville and Jacob Harlan from, they were formerly Seed, now they're called Hydra Effect. So those guys, have, really kind of, reach down and say, hey man, do this, don't do this, blah, blah, blah. Just give me some good stuff so that, those influences.
Okay. I need to go here with you.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah. Right, there's that proverbial pin drop.
Gospel background.
Yes.
The South.
Yeah.
Rock and roll band.
Yeah.
Black man.
Yeah.
How does that work for you?
Works great.
Yeah.
Because that got me emotional.
I mean, there will be the naysayers.
Yeah.
There are going to be the people that are going to challenge you. There's going to be the people that you have one opportunity.
Yeah.
You have one opportunity to step up on the stage and this is who I am.
Yep.
This is what I do.
Yeah, this is what I do. And like I said, my thing is, hey, just watch. I'm going to show you. I don't have time for a lot of talking. Call me what you will, but I guarantee once you get done watching me in the show, you'll be my fan, and you'll be my friend.
And there's obviously a reason why these guys are devoted to making this work.
Yeah.
This is not your, and I know you hear this 100 times, but this is not your mama's rock band. We're not the normal rock band. I always wanted to have a band that was a brotherhood from word go.
Yep.
When I got asked to come out, I was actually going to come out and help the other drummer they had before me get the songs done right. Well, believe in a higher power, you believe in karma, whatever, but this guy texted me, goes, I'm not showing up tonight. I was like, really? And I was laughing when I walked in there. I said, watch, that's him saying he's not going to show up tonight when I was picking up a soda after I picked him up to go help these guys out.
Yep, and it was exactly that.
Yeah, it was exactly that. And I was like,
exactly that.
wow, really?
Yeah.
Get there, sit down, start playing. And I'd wanted to play in Harvest Mill. I'd seen Harvest Mill before. I was like,
Yep.
these guys are badass.
Yeah, talk to me.
I want to play in this band. And that was actually just shortly after the Project Independent Master Machine in Brutal Honesty. And I sat down, said, hey, look, I had to hit. Actually, Dustin texted the guy and said, hey, can I use your kit? I said, yeah, go ahead. Sat there, did the first two songs, Blown Away and Get Some, the only two singles they had out at the time. Mm-hmm. And it's like, went through those, and I'm like, yeah. About halfway through the third song, Chris Payne looks at me and goes, you want in?
Yeah,
exactly. Just like, is there shit in the woods? Yeah, I want in. And there was this brotherhood there where, one, the music clicked, and two, everybody in the room got along. There was no tension.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a rarity nowadays when you're the new guy coming into a project.
Oh, yeah.
And it just felt great. And he came in on the next practice, and it was just like boom, 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 all 8 cylinders. It's like someone had a fine-tuned hot rod sitting in the front yard and was ready to race. And that's what this was. So I was very happy getting into this. It's a good brotherhood.
I think we're all, well, know for a fact we are all a product of our environments.
Mm-hmm.
And those environments are going to differ, and there may be ethnic differences that come into play.
Yeah.
And because of that, there's going to be different styles of music that a black gentleman
Mhm.
might listen to.
Yeah.
But that's only going to bring more diversity
Mm-hmm.
into a collaboration that we like to call a band.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, me personally, when I go out and see 350 bands, I like to see gentlemen of color.
Exactly.
I like to see females.
Yes.
I like to see people that are going to stretch the limits of what we are accustomed to seeing
Yeah.
Exactly.
and hearing, for that matter.
And that's what I think. That's what we do.
We have an urban feel, definitely.
Yeah.
We have an urban feel to our music.
Yeah.
You hear Get Some, you hear Psycho,
Mm-hmm.
you hear
Faltered.
Faltered, Blown Away. All those songs are independently different.
Mm-hmm.
It's still Harvest Mill. It's
Mhm.
still the same tone. You know it's the same band.
Mm-hmm.
But when you hear Blown Away in comparison to Faltered,
Mm-hmm.
they are the same band performing the songs, but there's that slight feel of an urban groove behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost in a sense with Blown Away to have more of a hip hop feel to it,
Yeah.
but still have that rock and metal push behind it. And that's what makes us stand out from every other band in Memphis.
In regard to the identity of Harvest Mill, not just locally speaking, but nationally, internationally speaking, since you have bands like Seven Dust and other bands of that nature who have the black frontman,
Mm-hmm.
how do you create your own identity? How do you make sure that the general public doesn't look at you, see you on the surface as, oh, it's just another Seven Dust ripoff band?
My singing.
Close, yeah, he's
style.
nothing like
We don't
Rashawn.
sound that much.
My
like
style,
that.
like I have the same. I have. This is what I get all the time. I have the same tone as Howard that used to be in
Safely,
Kill Switch.
yeah.
Kill Switch Engage. I think what's the new band now?
He's with W.
Yeah, Devil, you know. But I do more things with my voice. I do more acrobatics in my singing. Like I say, I come from the gospel background, and if you listen to any gospel singer, they use their voice in a certain type of way, and that's what makes me a little bit different from Howard or LeJean or anybody like that. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things.
I'll go on the limb and say it. I'll got the nuts to say it. Black Bruce Dickinson.
Really?
Yeah, legitimately. Black Bruce Dickinson, Black Rob Halford. The ability to go out and do that type of dynamics over what we do.
Yeah.
But still be willing to sit down and say, hey, Gary, can you give that groove a little more bounce while we're playing?
Yeah.
And this spring, we'll all be able to get a taste of that.
Sir.
Yep.
Flesh and Pain,
Coming up.
that's the new album that's coming out this spring.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it.
I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, it's flesh and pain. We all through life. It seems like sometimes it seems like it's an endless, cataclysm of just pain or just hurt. And if you're in this flesh, saying that there's going to be some hurt, whether it be physical, whether it be psychological or whatever. It's about you living your life and letting the pain, teach you something. I think that's pretty much what Flesh and Pain is for us. And it comes across in our music. It really does. I mean, because like I said, I just got emotional. And that's what this is, I'm emotional about what I do. So, I mean, that's what it is, Flesh and Pain.
Anything you guys want to add to that?
Pretty much. The record is going to, if you have anything that's happened to you in this life, that has touched you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, whatever defines you, you're going to find it on this record.
Yeah.
Seriously. You're going to find the love for someone that's been taken away.
Yep.
You're going to find that you have loved someone and screwed it up.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to find that
One of my songs is about a friend who was killed, and she was a good friend of mine. She was killed, blown away, and most people don't know this about the story. She was 25 years old. We were both 25 years old. That's almost a few years ago, and you know, she kept on telling me she was in a relationship that was an abusive relationship, had 2 kids, and I kept on telling her, this dude's gonna hurt you real bad. And she was like, man, but the sex is so good. One day I came to work, they told me to sit down, called me, told me that he had killed her in front of her 2 children, and that's what Blown Away is. It's about being in a relationship that's bad for you, but the sex is so good you can't get out of it. You know,
Been there.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Who hasn't?
That's what I'm saying. So it's when people really begin to understand this album, I think they'll lock into it. I really do.
And we got more stuff on the horizon. You're gonna hear material on the road.
Yeah.
That we've been working on. This band doesn't ever stop writing.
Yep.
A band that is willing to sit on music that's old, need to go back to the woodshed and try again. This band with this record's just the start. When you hear the follow up to it, you hear the upcoming single.
Yep.
We're doing a specific single for Soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Climb to Glory, and that is going to be the kickoff to the next record.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to hear it. It's going to come out. It's going to swing for the fences.
A new song called "Devil's Closing In." I mean, it's just one of those things. It's like I said, you know, that's I mean, why are you gonna try to write about something that you don't know about? Yeah, to me, that's the dumbest thing in the world. Or get somebody else to write your song for you that hadn't lived your life. Crazy.
There's one more thing I want to talk to you guys about, because I think it's very important. Building foundations, getting things up and rolling for any band, I think it starts with a good support group, a good scene.
Well,
Memphis is something that has all the makings of a great scene. A lot of different areas. They have, our established KOT, Knights of Thor, doing a lot of great things for, building local support through live shows, music, things of that nature. Of course, Radio Memphis. Our sweetheart Dirty D.
Yes.
Let's talk about that scene, man. Let's talk about what's going on there, man, because I think some of our viewers, some of the musicians, they need to hear this, and they need to hear it from bands like you that are, part of the cornerstones of that kind of networking.
If you're in Memphis, Tennessee, and don't come to a local show, you're missing out.
Yeah. First of all, Radio Memphis.
I love that place.
If it hadn't been for Radio Memphis, a lot of the stuff, as a matter of fact, had it not been for Radio Memphis, I might not have a full band right now. Just to be honest with you, because Blown Away was actually done with a group of musicians I had come in and do some stuff on top of tracks, honestly. Radio Memphis has really, if you're within 300 miles of Radio Memphis and you haven't sent your stuff and you got to sit in your house, on a computer or on a jump drive somewhere, somebody needs to take you outside and just flog you. You know what I'm saying? until you figure it out, because Radio Memphis has really helped out a lot of groups, and a lot of groups need to say thank you. They need to take their butts back and say thank you to Radio Memphis, because they wouldn't have anywhere to play their stuff. Honestly, just to be honest with you.
There's a band called Heavy Eyes out of Memphis, Tennessee, that has gotten a very, very big European following. They actually had a company send over, said, "Hey, look, send us a copy of your demo, or not your demo, but your record." Brought it over to Germany, printed it, 5,000 copies, sold every single one of them, took the printing cost out, and sent them back to London for hearing them on Radio Memphis.
That works.
Then got them on. They're supposed to be. I think they're doing it either February or March. They're going to be doing the new Harley Davidson commercial, and you hear Heavy Eyes tune behind the commercial. It's that type of people that happen to be listening to Radio Memphis and they hear that one specific band. Yeah. And if it wasn't honestly for what Radio Memphis and not me being part of it has done with Selecto hits, we wouldn't be sitting where we're at right now.
Yeah.
And Radio Memphis has helped promote every band I've been in. And that was one of the reasons I said, I want to work for you guys. You guys have done this for me. Let me at least come in. Let me help push shows. Let me do this. And they said, I didn't intend on being on here. I didn't intend on being a host on Memphis Metal Mondays. I was like, what? I gave them the idea. I said, you guys need a metal show. They're like, okay, cool. I said, I know, Rick Cherry goes, by the way, you're one of the DJs. And I'm like, no, I'm not. He goes, yes, you are. This is when it started. I was like, what? Okay, fine.
To come to think of it, Radio Memphis is the reason why he's in the band. Radio Memphis is one of the main reasons why I had a inroad into Selecto Hits anyway. Blown Away had its own distribution deal anyway, but they had, of course, put Sevy on the back because no band You know what I'm saying? It was just me singing, blah, 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 and what can you really do with that? Basically, I mean, they came to a Radio Memphis event and said, hey, we want to get you guys out, and we had a meeting, and because of Selecto Hits, because of Radio Memphis, we basically have recorded with Selecto Hits, Sam West Phillips. Like I said, you know, if you don't know who Sam Phillips is, you don't know who the Phillips family is. If you don't know that, you know, you go you need to go Google that. I mean, you really do. You know, I mean that you have a major independent distribution company sitting in Memphis, Tennessee, that's always looking for new stuff to push. So you need to go Google that name.
Right on, fellas. Well, thanks for joining us. For everybody at home, the name of the album is Flesh and Pain. It's going to be out this spring. They are Harvest Mill. They are from Memphis, Tennessee. And again, look for them this summer. They should be doing some tour dates to support their new release. We will definitely have them on the Project Independent Showcase when we come through Memphis, Tennessee. And again, for all you people who don't know the history of Memphis, you need to get on your Google, you need to get on your Wikipedia, check out the Phillips family, check out Sun Studios. Hey man, that's the seed, that's where it all began. I want to thank you guys again for joining us. No Everybody at home who tunes in night after night, again, thanks so much for coming out and being a big part of our show. It's NAMM weekend. We got a lot more bands coming up. So until next time, keep your feet on the ground and your horns in the sky. Clear.